Right, this is Let's Play Thursday on some other random Thursday, and today we have 1 year into a PlayStation 4 collection from our friend Mungbean.
It's great to be back on the channel again.
It's good stuff.
We talked about this, and it was about this time last year where me and you, we went to Game and a few other places and finally got my PS4. Now, previous to this, I'd been Xbox 360, Xbox Original, Dreamcast and whatnot. I'd kind of gone out from the PlayStation 1 to play. I've got a PlayStation 2 and 3, but I never really got into it as such. I was always Xbox 360, original Xbox.
Right.
But this generation, I wasn't going to bother with until one game got announced.
And which game was that?
Shenmue 3. As soon as they said it's on the PlayStation 4 and a PC, I'm not really into PC gaming. It's just me. It's a personal preference. I know there are a lot of people. I see all the benefits of PC gaming. But as soon as they said Shenmue 3 is coming to the PS4, I was like, I'm done. That's it. Let me get a PS4. So we did. Obviously, history behind Shenmue 3. It was kickstarted and it succeeded. It smashed its goals within a day or 2 days. It smashed them really quick and eventually finished on just over 7 million it raised through Kickstarter and then the Slacker-Backer campaign. And it's coming out in 2019. So I bought mine last year, about this time last year. It was my Christmas present to myself. And so we started off as I got the white version and I got it with Destiny 2. Destiny 2 isn't a game that interests me in the slightest, so that one, for all his help, I gave it to Retrogranddad. But the 4 games I started with, and this was the start to my collection: XCOM 2.
XCOM 2.
I loved the original XCOM. When I say the original, I don't mean XCOM 2012. I mean the original XCOM.
UFO.
UFO Enemy Unknown, I think it was called, actually. But yeah, that's a great game. I think XCOM, it was renamed XCOM on the PlayStation 1. I can't remember for certain. But yeah, I mean, I have played a lot of the XCOM 2012. I love that game. So it was the natural progression. I actually really like this game. It's a lot different than the first one. And there's a lot of DLC with it. The War of the Chosen almost plays out like XCOM 2.5. It's like a whole different game. And yeah, if you're into turn-based strategies, I would definitely go with this. And it's not expensive. I think I picked this up for about 17, 18 quid. So obviously the DLC is a little expensive. I got that on offer, but usually that's about 30, 35 pound.
Right. Really
good. Second game, people are going, why'd you buy that? Pro Evolution Soccer 2018. Nice special edition one with the tin inside and all that. I actually do not buy these every single year. The last one I brought was 2012, which lasted me, 6 years. So new console, had to have a football game. Love Pro Evolution Soccer. And it was far better than 2017. And then, that's right, for only $9.99, Sinmora X. It's like a shmup, shoot 'em up.
Yeah, with a story involved in it as well.
With a story in it. I've never really got very far in it, but we have played it. I think it was actually appeared in one of your videos.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's fun. And I mean, for £10, it was like brand new £10. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have that. And the game that one of the games I really wanted, Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah. Now
this game, this is the Steel Tin Edition version of it. This game is basically a remake of the original Yakuza that came out on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And it was released in Japan on the PlayStation 3, but Yakuza had never really sold well in the West, so we never got it. Same as a few other games from the Yakuza series that we'll probably never get. But this is brilliant. It's heavily Japanese. As in all the talking is in Japanese. It is all subtitled in English. If you can get into the story and you can start finding all these sub-stories, which are, some of them are absolutely hilarious. Really good game.
Good game.
I think I didn't put this down for about a week. I played it a week solid.
How many hours did you get into that?
This one, I think maybe 50 to 60 hours, this one. There
60
are other
hours
ones where I have put more hours into it, but I do want to actually go back and redo this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant. So, the next one is Yakuza 0.
Oh, Yakuza 0.
Now, actually, to be honest with you, with this game, this is my favourite in the Yakuza series. Absolute favourite. I absolutely love this game. This is the one I put in about 100 hours into this game. It's the one I've spent the most time on. I think I pretty much did most of the sub-stories, but I messed up a little bit. I got too involved in the story, and then it was like, okay, I need to finish the game now. And this game is absolutely brilliant. From start to finish, you're just like, what? Huh? Oh my God. It is one of those games, absolutely brilliant. If you get into Yakuza for the first time, start with Yakuza 0. I cannot recommend it enough. As I keep telling Retrogranddad, go and get this game. It's not that expensive. I think this has just been released on their like their greatest hits or whatever they want to call it.
Oh, I don't seem to have enough time to put into these games, though.
And at the minute, it's roughly about £16-17. It's well worth it.
Go grab it for that sort of price if you're into that sort of game.
Now, next on the list, I don't remember the order I brought these from now on, here on in. Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, that's about what I can say. I mean, I picked this up for £4. And me and you played it, didn't we, for about an hour?
Yeah, I got it as well, and because it was cheap, basically.
Yeah, it was cheap. It was like, I'm going to check Watch Dogs out. Yeah.
And we kind of know why it was cheap now.
Yeah.
It's all right, but
I kind of got bored. I'm not the biggest fan of Ubisoft, is my honest answer. I think the last games that I really enjoyed were either the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter series. Number 2 was really good. Or,
what did I hear about Ubisoft? Huge open worlds with really nothing to do in them.
Or Rainbow Six Vegas I really enjoyed. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of Ubisoft. I picked this up because it was £4.
And it didn't teach you how to hack.
It
really didn't.
Some people like it. Right.
What's
this
the next
game,
one?
Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4.
Unfortunately...
Now, this was meant to be a good game.
Unfortunately, I picked up... Actually, I got a good deal on this. I picked up the Australian version, but it was about £6. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'm going to grab it. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten around to picking up the Uncharted Legacy Collection, and I want to play them in order. Yeah. So I can't talk about this game, although I have heard a lot of good things about it. This is just one of, I think, 2 games on my PS4 I haven't played yet. So I will be. Mm-hmm. When I get the Uncharted Legacy Collection, I'm going to play through it. I've got some time coming up. Sure.
It was nice of Sony to let this one be multi-region, so you could just play any games what you wanted.
Oh, PS3 was as well. Yeah. But I was, to be honest, I was into the 360 more, although I did get it, and I like Yakuza. Now,
what we got next?
Street Fighter V, the Arcade Edition.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't sunk that many hours into it. It is Street Fighter V. I do enjoy Street Fighter series. This one's not bad at all. If you want a fighter, I'm not the biggest fan of Tekken. Soul Calibur's pretty cool. I'd always go for Street Fighter. There is a lot more I think there's a lot more to master in this. I play it for fun. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like going back and like the music feels like when you go to Ryu stage or Kami stage, they feel like Street Fighter 2, and it feels like that throwback to Street Fighter 2. Really, really good game. I don't think it's that expensive.
No.
Do you remember, I think they priced this up wrong. You were with me when I brought it, and I think I paid about £18 for it. And I think it should have been £30.
Isn't this one where they're going to charge for new stuff?
Yeah.
By adverts or something?
Possibly. I can't remember.
Oh,
but
yeah. I think it's that one where they're going to charge
it is
adverts.
Fun, but what I don't like, the one thing I hate is all the patches for it, and some of them are massive. I mean, I've got an 18 gig patch to download. I just haven't got around to it yet. Now, sticking on Street Fighter, this here, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. What this is, it contains Street Fighter 1, the original Street Fighter, how it ever spawned into what it became from that garbage game, I'll never know. For its time, it may have been good, but the first Street Fighter I played, like probably most people, Street Fighter 2. And it contains Street Fighter 2 and all variations of Street Fighter 2, including my favourite Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo X, whatever it is.
Did anybody see Street Fighter in the arcade where you had to hit the 6 pads? I never.
It's got variations of Street Fighter 3. It's like Street Fighter 3, Double Impact, and Third Strike. It also has the Alpha series.
First Strike is probably the best.
I mean, I would always say I'd recommend playing Street Fighter Alpha or 03 as it is in Japan on the Sega Saturn, but that game's well expensive.
Yeah.
Although I will still say Super Street Fighter 2X is still my favourite on the Sega Saturn. But for £30, I got this on launch day. It's Street Fighter. It's one of my favourite franchises. I was never going to pass that one up.
Yep.
Now, another one of my favourite franchises. Here we are.
Yakuza 2.
Yakuza Kiwami 2. What this is the remake, and this is actually built on the
Steelbook edition.
Yeah, it is the Steelbook edition. I think I picked this up just after release day. I think I picked it up 2 days later. I didn't have a chance to go and collect it on launch day. And what this is basically it's the remake of Yakuza 2. And it's built on the new engine that they used in Yakuza 6.
Right.
Now, this game, again, I can't show it enough love. I've actually beaten it, all the sub-stories. I'm actually replaying it on the harder setting now. And this game is just so much fun. It's the storyline. I'm not going to spoil the storyline, but it is basically an East v West storyline. A really great game. I love Yakuza with an absolute passion.
That's good.
Now, my Telltale game. I had to buy this because it was simple. It was Back to the Future. It was the 30th anniversary edition.
Hey, I thought you had this on, what do you call it, digital download?
I do. I actually digitally downloaded it because it was cheap when I digitally downloaded it. But I do not want many digital downloads. I only buy them if they're cheap. I wanted the physical version of this. I have beaten it. It's not bad. I mean, I can see why people say it's like the follow-on to Back to the Future. It really is. You can see this being Back to the Future Part 4 and 5. It's fine. I will play it again because there are some stuff I missed. Is it good? Yeah. Is it great? No. If you can find it cheap, it's worth it. I picked it up because Back to the Future, I love Back to the Future.
Yeah. Classic.
And by the way, show Back to the Future 3 some love. Next up.
Hey, look at that. We've got Fist of the North Star.
Lost Paradise. Yep, I paid $44.99 for this. I actually quite like this game. This is made by the Yakuza team. These are the guys who did Yakuza, all the Yakuza games. They made this as well. I quite like this game. The issue I have with it is I like the character. I like Kenshiro. I did it. I brought it to support Sega. However, I've never been into sort of anime or manga, so I don't know the backstory of Fist of the North Star. Maybe I should have watched some of that first. But yeah, this game's pretty fun. Loads and loads of just hilarious deaths. Really fun game though. I have enjoyed what I've played of it. I haven't finished it yet, which I usually, if it was a Yakuza game, I would have finished it and been playing it again. But I just haven't yet.
Yeah, based on the old manga cartoon. Now, are we saying manga right, or is it manga now?
I've always believed it was manga, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, that's a
that's the debate. Is it manga or manga?
Manga.
Right. So on to my next one.
New kids changing all the bloody things. Nike.
Sonic Mania Plus. One thing I'll say about this is I love the fact it's got the sleeve, the cover. What I love about this, just to open it up for you, is you actually have the reversible Mega Drive cover inside of it.
I think that's wicked. You can have the Mega Drive cover in there.
I think it's cool, but the other thing I love about this, the art of Sonic Mania. It comes with this little art book.
Yeah. I really need to pick this one up.
I think
before
so.
It goes.
I got this fairly cheap. I think I paid. Well, I say cheap. It was still $22.99.
And already £28 in CEX the other day.
And I love this game. It's that throwback to old school Sonic the Hedgehog.
This Sonic game, I've waited too long for. It should have come out maybe on the Saturn or something.
It could have possibly been done on the Saturn. But wasn't this the one where fans hacked this game and then Sega were like, oh, actually, that's pretty cool? Was this the one I'm thinking of?
I think it might have been based on a ROM hack. But there again, that's where Sega are different to Nintendo. Nintendo took it down, buried it, where Sega says, Actually, we could make some money on that.
It's better than pretty much any 3D Sonic game, and the music to it, especially when you get to Chemical Plant Zone, it's like, oh!
And it's because it's what people
nostalgia.
wanted. Cool.
So,
on to the next game.
On to the next game. This is, again, the only other game in my collection I haven't played, and there is a reason for it.
What we got Floor at a minute? No, we haven't. We have
Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, there is a story to why I picked this one up. I messed up and picked up the wrong one.
You wanted the first one.
I wanted the first one. How can you make that mistake? Well, here's the thing. I had flown from Phnom Penh to Hong Kong to London, and by the time I'd got to back home, I had a little while to wait before I could get a bus home. I was absolutely shattered. I hadn't really slept. And I walked into game and I saw this, and then I picked it up, and it was Life is Strange. I saw Life is Strange, so I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. And then I got home and I realised, oh, I've picked up the wrong one. So I actually want to go and get the first one first, play it, and then I'm going to start on this. I just haven't gotten round to it.
Sounds a good plan.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you're tired and jet lagged.
Yep.
So, but hey ho. Next in my collection, for anyone says you can play them all on emulation, the Sega Mega Drive classics.
This is the good way of playing old games. You're actually supporting the company. You're not just being scummy and downloading it on ROM.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Let's be honest. We've probably got some of them on ROMs, but anyway, whatever. As you've seen a running thing, a lot of my games are Sega.
You see, this is the other thing. We have got all these on ROM, but as you can see, we're buying it as well.
I'm a Sega fanboy anyway, so I was always going to get it for that reason. Do I think it's perfect? No, I do not think it's perfect. I know there was probably some issues, and they couldn't put, was it Sonic 3 on here, or Streets of Rage 3 isn't on here. I don't think either.
What?
But I don't really play that. I mainly play Streets of Rage 2. I play Sonic 2. It's got Golden Axe on it. So, it's one of those, I fancy just putting it on, put it in the PS4, little half-hour gaming session. I've had a lot of fun out of this. I think it's hilarious. And again, I've supported Sega because, I'm a Sega fanboy. So, next up, another reason I wanted it, Resident Evil 7. Now, this is actually the gold edition.
Ooh,
where it differs is it has most of the DLC on it.
Yeah.
However, most of the DLC is pretty crap.
I hated that feed. What's his face?
Oh, yeah, I was bored. But the game itself, it's fine. It's a very different take on Resident Evil, which it kind of needed because I've got to be honest, I know I'm going to get hate. 6 really sucked hard. So it kind of needed to do something different. And it did feel like it went back to its survival horror roots. It was fun. And me and you beat that together.
Yeah, it took us a while to beat that.
It took us a while. We beat
Mother, she was a...
That fight with Mama, yeah. Oh, God. Anyways, but we did beat it. And it was brilliant. It was fun. I think we talked about redoing it and doing the other option that we didn't do.
Yeah.
Really good game.
Because there's an option in there we have to choose.
Now we're going to Resident Evil 5. Now, here's the thing. You've probably realised by now I'm a Yakuza fanboy. I've told you how much I love Street Fighter 2. It is one of my favourite franchises. So is Resident Evil.
Yes, that's his other game, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 5, what do I think of it? Meh. It was alright. It wasn't anything special. It was better than 6, but I doesn't say a lot. It wasn't as good as 4. Meh. It's fine. It does have the DLC on disc, which is good. I didn't pay a lot for it. I think it was like £15. It's fine. It's part of my collection. I do have the steel tinned edition on the 360 though.
Yeah.
What's quite funny is you can pick this up on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 for fairly cheap.
Yeah.
And it's called the Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, which is the one you want to look for. However, if you're going to get them, because they're a lot cheaper than this, pick up the PS3 version because it actually has the DLC on the disc, but you unlock it after you beat the game, I believe. And I believe it's the Xbox 360 that you need to download, which you can't anymore.
No.
So, for the win, all the DLC on. Actually, the DLC was better than the main game. Which one was it? Was it Nightmare something? Oh, I can't remember. Whatever it was cool. Now, sticking on the Resident Evil theme, Resident Evil 4.
Better on GameCube. No.
It actually plays really well on the PS4. The problem I've got with Resident Evil 4 is it is a good game. I'm not going to say it's not a good game. It's also probably one of the Resident Evil 4s I played the most from my time of working for a video game company. And it's not Capcom, but I can't say who it is. I'm not allowed to, unfortunately, back in the day. And when we didn't have a project to do, we were given 4 games, and this was one that I played because the other 3 just did not interest me in the slightest. So I always played Resident Evil 4, so I used to know it off by heart, back to front. I have so many variations. I think you've seen me beat the Japanese version on the GameCube as well. So it's good, it's fun. You know, it is better than than like 5 and 6 and all that. Yeah. And I was happy to have this, and I've beaten it yet again.
Something I still haven't beaten, even on the GameCube.
Is that something? And of course, Resident Evil
Origins
Collection. What this is Resident Evil 0, which was for a long time a GameCube exclusive. It did get a PS3 release. Mm-hmm. In Japan, it got a physical release,
which we managed to get.
No, we've got the original one, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
We haven't got 0. 0 goes for a lot of money now. It's like 30 quid. We got ours brand new and sealed, and I think we paid a tenner for the original Resident Evil PS3 remake, or Biohazard as it's called in Japan. Yeah, so it came out on the PS3, and now it's on like the Xbox. I think here in the US and the UK, or Europe, sorry, it was like download. Japan got physical versions of it on the PS3. Yeah, and this is basically, it is the Origins. It is 0, it is 1. I will say 0 is my second favourite Resident Evil game. The only one that beats it is Resident Evil 2. Yeah, remake soon. And then you've got, obviously, you've got the mansion there in 1. Really solid title. And do you know what? For 2 games, you can pick this up for about 16 to 20 quid. So you're saying what? £8 to £10 a game?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I remember 40 quid each for both of these back on the GameCube.
Exactly.
But yeah, one of my favourite franchises. Another one that I love is Raiden 5.
Yep.
What I loved about this is the director's cut.
This one's probably worth picking up.
It's got the CD soundtrack in it. I haven't actually listened to the CD soundtrack, but very Japanesey. Awesome shoot 'em up, and we just do not get many of these over here.
No.
So again, at the minute you can pick it up for about £18 brand new. I love this game. I haven't sunk a whole lot of hours into it, but it was one when we saw the price we were like, yeah, we've got to get it, and I think we bought a copy each.
Got to get it.
Now, to go with my whole I love Sega, Puyo Puyo Tetris. People are looking at me like, why would you buy that?
It's a fun game.
This game is hilarious. You can start off playing Puyo Puyo, 30 seconds later you're playing Tetris, 30 seconds later you're playing Puyo Puyo, and you've got to remember where you're doing well on, and hoping your mate isn't doing well. I don't like these as single player games, but when you've got your friends with you, I think this plays up to 4 players.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. I know it's definitely 2. It does
I think it's 4 players.
I think it's up to 4. Oh, it does say right on the front. Oh dear, don't I look like an idiot? This here is one of the best couch co-op games there are. It's absolutely hilarious. It's obviously a puzzle game. It's just Puyo Puyo and Tetris. You can play one, either, or play both. And you just spend the whole time trying to screw your mate over. There is no better pastime for a few hours. And yeah, I think we sunk easy an hour and a half in before we even realised it was about an hour and a half.
Exactly. You put it on for a few minutes and then it's a few hours. It's like, what?
Right. So, going on to the next one, before I start getting to a few of the more special ones.
We're on 25 minutes now.
Just Cause 3.
Now, this was another cheapy one.
Now, when we started playing it, I think you brought it first, and then I was like, oh my god, this game's great.
I got mine for £3 off eBay.
I don't think I paid that much more. Oops, stupid phone. I don't think I paid that much more for it.
Yeah.
I think it might have been £5 or £6 I won it for. And I liked it at first. And then I started realising it's just the same stuff over and over and over and over again, and I got bored.
There's a number 4 coming out, which I was thinking...
4's already out now.
Yeah.
But I'm just not interested.
Yeah,
I probably won't go back and play this. It was fun.
It's fun when it lasts. That's the weird thing about Just Cause.
Yeah,
always has been, really.
I think I completed like the first part, and then I was doing other stuff, and I just got bored. Right, so now I've got to get probably some of my favourite titles now. Right. So
we're on 25 minutes. We're just going to have a break, coffee, and we'll be back.
Demanding coffee.
Right, we've got the coffee sorted out. That means it's time to do the second bit.
Right, so obviously, Yakuza 6 picked up on release day.
Oh, yes.
This is the perfect finale for Yakuza. However, I say that there is going to be a Yakuza 7. Yakuza 6 is the finale of Kiryu Kazuma's storyline. And it's a very different story. It's a very touching story. I really enjoyed the game. However, I do need to go back and play it because I didn't do a lot of the sub-stories. I just got too engrossed in the game.
All right.
Really good. This was the first one to use the new Dragon engine. I believe that's what they call it, which is what they made it with. But I didn't just buy this.
Right.
I brought that.
Oh, look at that.
Now, this is the big box edition. The premium, after hours premium edition, I think it's actually called. And it contains like the art book, the shot glasses, the mats, and the dice as well. There's some dice in there. It's absolutely beautiful.
If I can get the actual thing without the
glare
reflection. Yeah.
It really is a beautiful collection, and it is Yakuza. So for people, as you probably noticed, as I've said, Yakuza is one of my favourite franchises. Part of my collecting goals is to go for a full Sega collection on the PlayStation 4. Because I think Sega are coming back. They are getting back to what they used to be. I don't think they ever will be. They are making some great games again.
I don't think they're going to have a new machine anytime soon.
I don't think they'll ever make a new machine. I think they're well out of that.
It's pretty much the Switch is their new machine.
This is a really, really good game. But I would say if you're starting off with Yakuza, start off with 0. And this is now... You can still get hold of it. The big box edition, obviously, you'll always be able to get hold of it. But I think it's going up in price. And then for one of my other favourite franchises...
Look at that.
Shenmue 1 and
Shenmue 1 and
2,
2.
the re-release. Like I said, I brought it for Shenmue 3. I absolutely love Shenmue. So much so. This is the power release of Shenmue 1 and 2. However, I'm just going to put it in your camera. That there is the Japanese release. This actually differs slightly. Shenmue 1 and 2 in Europe, at least, and America and Australia and all that, all contain, you can play it in Japanese with English subtitles, you can play it in English with English subtitles, you can play in English with Japanese subtitles, whatever. What the Japanese version is different. It comes in the bigger box, and the game itself will only play in Japanese, I believe. I think they've taken out the English language version of it and the English speaking. But what it does contain is the CD soundtrack for 1 and 2. Now, 1 you can actually get a vinyl record of from a place called Data Discs when they have them in stock, which isn't very often. But 2, there is no official way to get it, apart from in this collection that I'm aware of. I could be wrong on that. So, yeah, really cool. This only just arrived Monday.
Monday.
No, I haven't. I'm not going to play it. It's still sealed in there. I'll never play it, but I wanted it more for the CD soundtrack and the out of box. As a Shenmue fan,
Let's have a look on the back of that one to see what it looks like.
So as you can see, you've got the CD soundtrack here.
Yep.
And I actually got to say that my ringtone is the... Oh, hang on. My ringtone is the Shenhua theme, if I'm saying that right, and my alarm clock is the Shenmue theme. So obviously, being the Shenmue fan, I was always going to get this.
For Japan only.
Yeah, for Japan only, and it's now in England. Awesome. So yeah, I'll never play it. I've got no need to. I'll always play the PAL version, but the European version. But yeah, one of my well, I love the PS4, Shenmue, Resident Evil, Yakuza, and all Street Fighter games. I'm like in heaven. And we thought we'd go for a few of the more
obscure titles.
A few of the weirder titles in my collection. Now, the first one I'm going to start off with is Matterfall. This only came through the post yesterday. I ordered it because...
We're knocking at the door. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Right. So, Matterfall, where were we? All right, yeah, so...
There's an animal lover at the door, apparently.
Yeah, raising money made my donation. Right.
Well, enough of that. So, back to the general thing.
What actually happened with this game is this was slated for a digital release. But Europe got a physical release of this game. When I ordered it from Amazon.co.uk. It was £20. I didn't realise it was coming in French. I believe that's French anyway.
Yeah.
I just saw the Peggy symbol. I was like, all right, that's cool.
So Peggy's still
I'm sure this is
We've got too much light beaming
French.
off that. Pick up a little bit.
I'm sure this is French. However, the gameplay's in English, so would I have rathered it an English box? Yeah, do I care? Not really. As I said to Retrogranddad the other today, coming back, I said if I ever found a cheap enough box, I would probably buy it, but I don't care that much. But yeah, it was quite unique that it was only Europe that got the physical release.
And this is what that physical release looks like.
Whereas America, I believe, only got it digitally. So there you go.
And it's a disc in there, not just a download code. So that's pretty good.
It's actually a disc in there. You can't see the disc because it's actually in the PlayStation 4. I tested it out last night. It was all right. It wasn't any... I don't think it was anything special. But, yeah, I had a bit of fun on it. I will probably play it occasionally. Right. Now for my Asian import.
The next one.
We're going to start off with...
We've got a lot of floor in this video.
This one. This is
so
called... Yeah, this is Shikondo Soul Eater. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's actually a shmup. And it's published by a company called East Asia Soft. Now, I don't know much about them. Apart from the fact that East Asia Soft to me means that I think East Asia Soft are actually the publisher. And they would publish obviously from East Asia, which you're then talking probably smaller companies from China. I believe that's actually made in China from South Korea and probably Japan as well. Possibly, maybe. And actually, it's a Play Asia exclusive. It's the only place you can buy it. Now, this was limited to something like 3,000 copies, give or take. It's something like that. And I think I've got copy 800 and something. It's quite a low number. It comes with the CD soundtrack with it as well. It is an old school shoot 'em up. It is a lot of fun. What I don't like about the shoot 'em ups on the PS4 or even this generation as a whole is the unlimited continues. It used to be
free continues.
Free continues, right? You're out.
Or maybe 9 continues if you were lucky.
Go back to the beginning, mate. Well, what this does differently though is there are achievements for beating the game.
Shall we just open it up quickly? Just see that card.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Just to see the card. Because, as I say,
unfortunately, you can't actually tell, but it is very glossy. So, unfortunately, got stuck, and that's what happens. But hey ho, it's not there to be pristine. It's there to be in my collection. Now, this is the bit I hate. Is trying to pull all the stuff out. There we are. So, what you get with it is your certificate number, which is 864 of 3,000. So I was
3,000.
Right. I was right. I thought it was about 3,000.
So this is why it's worth picking up. as a physical copy.
Now, what you also get with it is really, I find quite fascinating, is I've got no intention of ever opening it, is the CD soundtrack.
All right, yeah.
But what you get is just, I don't know if it shows well, but just where my finger is, there's this card.
Oh yeah, you've got a spine card on it.
It's a spine card. And they're very big in back in the day in Japan, especially on the Sega Saturn, the PlayStation 1.
Spine cards can put your cost up for 10, 15, 20 quid even.
You can put it up significantly. On some of the rarer games, you can be putting the cost up considerably just for this little strip of card, because that would make it complete.
Yeah.
And then you get the game.
The
game itself. Now, if I can get in there, there we are. So you get the disc. It's actually a reversible cover. Yeah. You get a sort of manual, and this actually came from PlayAsia, this little thing, but I've just put it in there just to keep hold of it.
I'm really thinking I should be getting this, but it probably missed the boat on it.
No, it's still available. I think I paid about 27 quid for it or something, then postage on top, and I brought other stuff, so it didn't really make a difference. So that's one cover.
Oh yeah, that's the other.
I believe this was done by. I would say, looking at the writing, this is like made in China.
Yeah.
And that is the cover that it came with. So I've just left it like that. I can't be bothered to change it. Yeah, I was very happy with it. I think I've let you have a go on it as well.
Yeah, it's not a bad game.
It's fun. Now, what I like about it is, as I was saying earlier about the continues. On this, there are achievements where you can, or trophies, sorry, where you can beat the game and you get a certain you can get achievements for beating the game. But to get the platinum trophy, you need to beat the game on all the settings without continuing, which actually makes the challenge, like, it adds. I find that adds to making it replayable. I ain't getting that back, and I need to concentrate.
Right, quickly.
Next one is Battle Garega, or Garega, or however you want to say it.
We done a let's play of this.
We did do a let's play on this. Now, what I love about this is, that's right, you get a kind of a book with it, or a leaflet, but you get this, which is the CD soundtrack, as well as the game. Now, a bit of, and you get
one there.
You get and this is a bit of love here towards what the Sega Saturn version kind of likes, with this spine card.
Yeah, the Sega Saturn style
spine. Cover. Yeah, this is what Battle Garega actually is a. It was an old arcade game that was ported to the Sega Saturn, and it was a Japan-only release. Now, Battle Garega is quite a high-price shooter, having seen it in Akihabara first-hand, in the region of like about £170, give or take, depending on the conversion of the yen. It is quite a sought-after Saturn game. It is a fun shooter. Now, with this, there was only 2 countries in the world that I know of that got a release of it. One was Japan and one was South Korea. The Japanese version came with a special edition and a special edition box set, had a case to it, and you opened up the case, and instead of getting a disc, you got a download code. South Korea, on the other hand, you didn't get all that. You got the game and the CD soundtrack, and the game is not a download code. It is a disc. You put in, you load it up, you play, you're gone. And it is good. What lets it down, I feel, is, again, the amount of continues you can have, because you can just infinitely continue the game until you beat it. But, however, I think, personally, it'll probably be one of the more sought-after games 5-10 years from now. And as you can only get it in South Korea, get it while you can still get it at a reasonable price.
Yeah, here we go. There's that for Korea only. If I can get it into focus.
That's what happens. We use a Samsung S5 to record on. We're almost at the end now. I think I've only got 3 more games to talk about.
Okay, so Shadow of the Beast is next.
Shadow of the Beast. I say that with a mouthful of chocolate. This game was originally released back on the Amiga and the Mega Drive and the Master System.
Yep. Let's just pick that up and do.
The Amiga, where the Master System and Mega Drive only had Shadow of the Beast 1, which was made by an English company called, I thought it's called like Psygnosis or Psychnosis, or the guys who did Lemming.
Psygnosis, yeah.
Psygnosis, that's it. And whereas the Amiga, the Commodore Amiga, got Shadow of the Beast 1, 2 and 3.
This one was only out in Korea. Yeah,
this,
for Korea only.
Well, not strictly true. This was made in England, this game. This is an English game.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who did it absolutely loves. He's a massive fan of Shadow of the Beast. And this isn't a remake of the first game. This is a reimagining of the first game. So it's completely different.
Yeah.
And the reviews it got were average.
Hopefully it plays better than the original Shadow of the Beast.
Now, I've played it and I've actually gone, you know what? It's not a long game. It's quite a short game. But it's pretty fun. Now, you can download this in Europe. I think you can in America as well, more than likely, and everywhere else, except South Korea. And it was either, I don't know if it was just Hong Kong or that whole China area, got a physical copy of the game. Now, the version from China is actually quite expensive. The version from Korea, even with postage, didn't cost that much more than getting the download version. So I was like, I'm going to play it because I remember the original Shadow of the Beast. What is also amusing is in this game, you can unlock the Commodore Amiga version of Shadow of the Beast. It is playable.
Oh, cool.
And it's ridiculously hard. I don't think I've got past this, like the first level, maybe, or the second level. I can't remember. I've never got very far in it. But yeah, it is a good game. I think it's very overlooked. So I think it was just released, and there are just other games, and some do it better, do what it tries to do better. But it is a different take on Shadow of the Beast. And I played it on the Master System. And yeah, it was for that reason. I do like it. I would say give it a go. It's not that expensive.
No. And if you get a physical copy of it, then it's even better.
Now, that's what I'm going to say with South Korea when they did Battle Garega as well. And they are very pro-physical there.
Yeah.
So South Korea, you're keeping up the physical side of gaming. Now, we'll move on. We've only got 2 other strange ones left.
Yeah, there's 2 more to go.
We have 2 more to go. We're almost there.
Something we got going.
This is called the Capcom Belt Action Collection.
This is one what I want to have a look at, the belt collection.
What this actually is recently, I think it was September, we got released the Capcom Arcade Collection. Well, we did, America did, and I think the digital release was in Japan. However, last week, which is why I've had to wait so long for Shenmue, this was released physically. And what it is that digital collection. So it's basically 7 of the Capcom arcade fighters. So you've got like Final Fight is on there, and that's the main reason I've got to have the proper arcade version of Final Fight, and a few others. I think, is it Bionic Commando?
Yeah, Bionic Commando, Sword and Stone, or whatever it's called.
Sword and Stone as well. Yeah, it's really, really good fun. But physically, the only places that I've seen that you can get it are Asia. There's an Asian region version, and there's a Japanese version, which obviously I got the Japanese version. Yeah. And the last game in my collection.
This is a really nice little game.
It is. It's really worth the money, I think. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I think the arcade collection goes for like $15.99 here.
Captain Commando.
That was it. Final
Fight. Yeah, Final Fight.
No, I mean, we had the discussion on Final Fight. I liked it because you can, like, this is the proper arcade version. It's not like Super Nintendo, which had Final Fight and Final Fight Guy. This is Final Fight and all its arcade glory. It looks beautiful. The good thing about this, actually, is even the Japanese version is completely in English.
Oh, Knights of the Round. That's what it's called. Knights of the Round, not Sword in the Stone.
Oh, yeah, that's a Disney film, isn't it?
Yes.
So Knights of the Round. I knew it was something like that.
Once upon a time, we tracked this one down at our local sports centre on one rainy night because they had a new arcade game in there, and we drove maybe 8 miles just to play this one game, and not to go to the sports centre, just to play this.
Yeah, I mean, for a physical version, it's really cool. And I'm pro physical. I'm not into digital downloads. I do have a few digitally downloaded games, but most of those, like Alien Isolation and Sleeping Dogs, I paid a pittance for them. And the last one in the collection is
Last game now coming up.
the last game that I've got physically at the minute. I have two on the way though. Is Cyvaria Delta.
Severia Delta, yes.
Now,
It's actually one what's playing right now on the screen there.
yeah, we had a slight technical issue during Shadow of the Beast, so we put Cyvaria Delta on. Now, what I like about these sort of games is I love these old school shmups. However, Cyvaria Delta suffers with the same problem they all do now.
Too many continues.
Infinite continues. I mean, I think we played Cyvaria. Did we play Cyvaria on the Dreamcast or some iteration of it on the Dreamcast? And it was like, I'm sure it was Cyvaria. It was like, yeah, you want continues? You want continues? There you go. You want more?
3 continues.
Get lost. A bit like Ikaruga, you got a set amount of continues. A bit like any of those old school shooters, you got a set amount of continues. Now, it's like you can see the game and you can beat the game. As I said with Shikondo Soul Eater, like it gives replay value by wanting to say, right, okay, you can beat the game with continues, now beat it without. And that's where you get that challenge to try and beat it. Now, I mean, the game's hard. I think I'd probably be happy if it had, like, say, all right, 3 continues, 4 continues, all right, well, you're done. Start from the beginning. But I think it makes us lazy as gamers when it's like infinite continues.
Yeah, when there's infinite continues, you don't realise the greatness of the extra life or the high score.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I will go back. I will try and ration myself on these games just to say, right, you get 2 continues, 3 continues, or 4 continues, and then that's your lot. And I think that is the issue now with these modern day games. They've dumbed them down from when they were hardcore.
I think even Ikaruga on the Dreamcast, you only got a finite amount of
4 or 5 continues,
and then your game over. And we haven't beat that game fully.
No, I've never beat it. I don't think we've ever got past the 3rd level. It's hard. But that's what you wanted, because we used to go back and play it
and we still go back and play it time and time again.
We still put it on and think, you know what, let's give it another go. We're going to beat it, knowing full well we're not. But yeah, that's just my 1 year into the PlayStation 4. I've got to say, I've actually really fallen in love with the PlayStation brand again. I've fallen in, it's given me a new love for Sega that I'd lost for a while. I mean, obviously Dreamcast I still love. I still love my Saturn, Mega Drive, Master System, blah blah blah. Yeah, I've lost a lot of love for Sega, and playing this, I've kind of got a lot of good gaming experience. I've also had fun finding out stuff like Shadow of the Beast. Like, oh, I want to play that. Oh, it's digital. Oh, it's physical in South Korea and it plays in England. And it's fun going to all these indie games from different regions and finding them and building up some unique games in there. And I've enjoyed it. It's been really. Definitely. It's been a good year, and I've really got a feeling that the PlayStation 4, if not, will become one of my all-time favourite consoles.
And we're looking for 2019. Yes, PlayStation 5 maybe, but still.
I personally think on that, the PlayStation 5, you won't see it till 2020.
No, and I reckon PlayStation 4's got more than a year of life left in it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I do know people are going to look through my collection and they are going to say...
Do you want to have a quick game on this while you chat out the last
I'll have a quick go on this.
Let's just play this for a second.
We'll
finalise this video here, but we'll just have the
sugar, yeah, I keep forgetting. With the Japanese games, it's not X is to go back.
And 0 is to go forward. Well, if you're staying with us to the end...
I just wanted to throw this out here, because people are going to say... I know people are going to pick up about 4 games that are missing from my collection for certain, and they're going to be God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Why haven't you got those games?
Why haven't I got them? Well, actually, there is a reason. Oh, sugar. See, I can't talk and play.
You can't play this game at all.
When I went to get God of War, well, when I thought about pre-ordering God of War, it was about a week after Yakuza 6. Yakuza 6 release got pushed back. I could really at the time only afford one. I'd not long been back from Asia. So I picked up God of War and I've just not gotten around to getting it since. I will get it next year. It is on my list. Horizon Zero Dawn, I've just been waiting to see because you can get Horizon Zero Dawn quite cheap. Well, I want one with all the DLC on, and I will eventually get round to picking it up. It's just
it's cheap and easy to get.
Should we go normal? Let's have a laugh. I will pick up the complete edition. What was the other one? Spider-Man. Actually, I'm hoping if I get a chance, I want to pick it up Thursday.
Oh, and that's the end of that life.
That continued. I will hopefully pick up Spider-Man Thursday and Red Dead Redemption 2. The reason it's not in my collection yet is I've actually brought it. But my darling mother decided, I want to buy you a Christmas present. Well, I don't want anything, if I want something to buy it myself. And she went, no, it's Christmas. Oh, Jesus.
And that's another life over.
I can't talk and play. I'm not. I don't usually suck this badly. And she was like, I want to get you something. I was like, I don't really want anything. And she was like, what have you pre-ordered? I said, I pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2. And she was like, all right, well, how much was it? I was like, oh, what is going on?
That's free life.
What is going on tonight?
That is free life. That's free continues, actually. This is first continue.
And she was like, well, I'll give you the money for it. And I was like, well, you know what? In that case, I'll just give you a present. Just give you a game and just give it to me at Christmas. I don't really care. Play it as and when. I mean, I love Red Dead Revolver. Which I think I should just stop talking and playing.
No, this shows why you should only have free continues in this game.
And I've beaten Red Dead Redemption. I was in no hurry to play it. I was just like, yeah, I'll wait for Christmas. I've honestly still got to finish off Fist of the North Star and Shadow of the Beast and sort of thinking about Spike.
And there's the third continue. Now, you see what I mean? If you couldn't continue on and on and on, you'd already be dead.
Again, I'm just playing this just for... Oh, for God's sakes.
That's it.
No,
it's finished him. Now it's going to get hard.
Oh, I give up. I'm just not playing very well. Yeah, so Horizon Zero Dawn I'll get. Spider-Man I'll probably pick up on Thursday.
We've got 13 seconds to the end of the video. 11, 10.
And yeah, I'm getting Red Dead Redemption 2, so I will pick them all up eventually. I'm not that in a hurry for anything.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and 4 seconds left.
See you later, gang!
See you later in the next video. Bye for now.
For the players.